A relationship with the right referral partner could be a game changer for any B2B company. So what if you could reverse engineer these relationships at a moment's notice? Start a podcast, invite potential referral partners to be guests on your show, and grow your referral network faster than ever. Learn more at sweetfishmedia.com.
You're listening to B2B Growth, a daily podcast for B2B leaders. We've interviewed names you've probably heard before, like Gary Vaynerchuk and Simon Sinek, but you've probably never heard from the majority of our guests. That's because the bulk of our interviews aren't with professional speakers and authors. Most of our guests are in the trenches leading sales and marketing teams. They're implementing strategy. They're experimenting with tactics. They're building the fastest growing B2B companies in the world. My name is James Carberry. I'm the founder of Sweetfish Media, a podcast agency for B2B brands, and I'm also one of the co-hosts of this show. When we're not interviewing sales and marketing leaders, you'll hear stories from behind the scenes of our own business. We'll share the ups and downs of our journey as we attempt to take over the world. Just kidding. Well, maybe. Let's get into the show.
Hey, welcome back to the B2B Growth Show. This is an episode in the CX series, or the Customer Experience series of the show. My name is Ethan Beute, and I host this series. I host for you conversations with marketing leaders, sales leaders, customer service, support, and success leaders, executives, branding experts, customer experience experts, and other people to create a continued conversation to explore the single most important thing that we create and deliver every single day as individuals, as teams, and as companies. And that is the customer experience. But from time to time, I'll also bring you thoughts from the field, things that I experience, things that I run into, things people ask me about, things that I discover on my own. And in this case, I'm going to be talking about something that may resonate most with marketers, but applies to anyone who's using social media or email or voicemail or any other communication means to connect with and engage people. And it's based in this question. So I've been with the team at BombBomb for about a decade now, all in. And we make it easy for people to record and send and track the results of simple videos in emails and text messages and social messages. We help you do that from our web platform, from our mobile apps, from Gmail, Outlook, Salesforce, Outreach, Zendesk, and from a variety of other software integrations, dozens and dozens of them. And something I hear from time to time from people who are getting up and going with this newer, simpler style of video that's unscripted and casual and conversational. These videos are not meant for your homepage. They're not scripted and lit and produced and edited. Instead, they're in place of some of your typed out text so that you can be more personal and human, bring the message to life, convey your meaning, and get across some of those things that go missing when we type out our messages, right? The messenger is stripped from the message in so many of those cases. And so it doesn't have that sincerity or the gratitude or the excitement or the concern that we're trying to convey that we naturally do when we just look someone in the eye. And so as people go down this journey of using video in a new way, they often wonder, I sent this video in an email. Why didn't they play my video? I get that question all the time. I get it as a reply. I get it as a question that someone reaches out to me on social media and asks. I get it when I go out to a trade show or an event or a conference. Like, why didn't they play my video? And what I want to offer you here is that what I'm about to share isn't just about the video play itself. It's about any form of engagement or attention. But I will talk about it in this video context. And what I'll say is, that's a good question. It's important to understand what's working and what isn't working, and how can I be more successful the next time I do this. But if you make a subtle change to that question, why didn't he play my video? Or why didn't she play my video? Or why didn't they play my video? You can make it a much more effective question. And you need to shift that question to, why would he play my video? Or why should she play my video? Or why would they play my video? And in this case, you're giving yourself a number of advantages. One, it's no longer a look to the past. Instead, it's a look to the future before you even record the video and send it, before you ever say a word, before you ever type a subject line to go on that video email, or an introductory line of text to tee up and encourage the video play, or to write the line of text that goes after the video to reinforce the one or two most important ideas in the video and to drive your ultimate call to action, whether that's an email reply or a returned phone call or a click to get on your calendar or a click to RSVP for an event or whatever the case may be. So you're giving the question a future orientation. Why would he or why should she do this thing, right? And so when you're clear on what the value is to the recipient, you're going to be in a much better position to communicate that value and to add that value to the video, as well as to all those other points, the subject line, the tee up, and the conclusion. And when you do that, you're going to find that you get much better results because the more you can focus on the other person, the more you can kind of dwell in that empathy for a minute, the better off you're going to be because they're going to connect with it more and they're going to respond more favorably because you're going to be communicating the value to them much more clearly and more often. And another related idea here is that we tend to focus a lot of time and energy on what people didn't do, right? Let's say you send a mass email from any seat in the house, whether you're in CS or marketing or sales or somewhere else. Let's say you send an email to 50 people or 100 people or 500 people or 5,000 people or 10,000 people or whatever. And let's say that you get a 25% open rate. So many people tend to focus on the 75%. And again, there is benefit in doing that. You cannot let all that opportunity go away. And you always want to get better. If you can push that average up to 26, 28, even 30%, your results are going to be much, much better down the line. You do want those email opens and you do want those video plays. You want those click-throughs. You want people to take you up on your call to action and all of that. But what is often missed in that conversation is just as subtle as that shift in why didn't to why would or why should. And it's focusing on the 25%. One of the reasons that email continues to provide one of the best ROIs in digital marketing is that it's also trackable. People are showing you with their real actual behavior that you can track and measure and respond to and segment based off of, that they're actually interested in what you had to share. And so spending more time focused on that 25% who actually engaged with the message to drive that through and to turn those into closed opportunities, or at least to turn them into open conversations, is the real opportunity that deserves so much more attention than it often gets. So again, when you're putting forth some kind of opportunity or call to action, something that requires someone's time and attention, the most valuable things that they have, instead of doing the activity from your own perspective and then wondering why someone or a group of people didn't perform the desired action, instead ask it in advance. It doesn't have to be this rote exercise that you go through over and over and over and over again every single time. Even if you're in a sales seat, you're writing a lot of subject lines and you might be taking for granted the opportunity there. Once you make this perspective shift a habit, no matter what seat you're in, you're going to find yourself producing better outcomes for yourself and your team, as well as for your customers and your future customers. Hey, I welcome your feedback. If you ever have any questions about the Customer Experience Podcast or specifically about these ideas, email me, Ethan, ETHAN, @bombbomb.com. And if you'd like to hear conversations with marketing experts, sales experts, CS, branding, executives, and other people who are leading the charge on creating and delivering better customer experiences, check out the Customer Experience Podcast wherever you prefer to listen to podcasts and in my blog, bombbomb.com/podcast. You can check out every episode individually, get some primary takeaways, and even check out video clips with the guests. Again, my name is Ethan Beute, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of the B2B Growth Show.
We totally get it. We publish a ton of content on this podcast, and it can be a lot to keep up with. That's why we've started the B2B Growth Big Three, a no-fluff email that boils down our 3 biggest takeaways from an entire week of episodes. Sign up today at sweetfishmedia.com/big3. That's sweetfishmedia.com/big3.